A very good evening to everyone. We, the team of Petroleum Engineers Association, is delighted to organize workshop 1.0 Get Ready to Fly with us session 7 on the theme Health, Safety, Environment in Oil and Gas Industry. We are very pleased to introduce Mr. Vishnusankar R, who will be our speaker for today's session. He is working as an HSE officer at HUTA, Saudi Aramco approved HSES officer. He has more than 6+ years of industry experience as an HSE officer. We will also posting the video on our YouTube channel so that you can access it anytime. And also we are going YouTube live too, so that you can share with your friends. Now I would like Mr. Vishnusankar R, sir, to start the session by sharing their knowledge on HSE in oil and gas industry. Thank you.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. So it's not necessary to introduce myself. It has been already introduced by Mr. Nikhil. So let's go for a session. Today is the first session of workshop 1.0 regarding the health, safety, environmental in oil and gas industry. So, for example, we will not conduct the sessions like what the college students in their books it will be conducted. It will be completely, the sessions will be in what the reality is going on in the industry. So it is a basic knowledge for the health, safety, environmental in oil and gas industry. So let's go for a session, right? So our contents is about, initially we will start from the health, safety, environmental and the roles of HSEs and the importance of HSEs, fundamental of HSE Management System, workplace HSE Management System, HSE culture, HSE science, importance of personal productive equipments, discussion feedback and the contact details. So let's move there. So Nikhil, shall I interact with the guys who is on the line?
Hello, yes sir.
Shall I interact with the guys or not? Then how can I get the replay from them? So if they like to ask any questions or are willing to raise questions, how can I interact with them?
At last we can do sir question answer session, sir.
Okay, because that's why I have a small slide with that for the open discussion. So if
Okay,
they
sir.
would like to share anything, they can mention the slide numbers or any contents so that it will be easy for me to refer.
Sure sir, sure sir.
Okay, so everybody is hearing, right?
Yes
so
sir.
if anyone needs the break or like that, they can raise. I hope so that I can hold the time. Okay. Nikhil?
Yes sir, you can start sir.
Yeah, okay.
Okay sir.
Okay, let's go for the HSE. See, what is HSE? So it comes under three ways: health, safety and environmental. Wherever you go to the industry, so you should have to be in knowledge with the basic things. Initially, when you go to the industry, you will have a short induction training. So that will completely covers the topic of health, safety and environmental. Because when you go to the industry initially, so you are not aware about anything. As a fresher, if you are going, even though you are experienced, and the workplace will be different. So you should have to be in the knowledge of these three contents called HSE. So health will deals with the conduct of activity in such a way to avoid harm. So when it will deals with the activity such an avoid harm, so you should have to take care of your health. So the commonly HSE knows that it is a common sense basically. So we know everything. For example, when we go out and when we are going to ride in a bike, so what we should have to take care. So if you are traveling for more than hours, so you will be get prepared with the water bottles, or you will hold some time with the cafeteria for having the waters. And for the related safety, the safety functions focus on protecting the employee. So it is completely with the industry. In reality, when we go for a ride, we used to take the helmet. So where there is a risk, we will keep in safe. So we will use helmets. So it comes under safety. So environmental deals with the preventing spills which affect the global environment. Nowadays, the environmental department of each countries are taking care of very strict, and they are very strict in regulations and the compliances. So when you go to the industries, so the completely environmental team nowadays, they have a separate guys for the environmental engineer, like site engineers. In various industry it is started nowadays. In the oil and gas sector, even though in the offshore, the guys are having the separate guys who is completely done with the environmental. So these three topics covers with our own safety, so which is covered with the HSE. Okay. So okay, let's go for the next slide. So in oil and gas industry, see, what is the role of health, safety, and environmental, and why health, safety, and environmental is important in the industry. Let's go. Okay, what is the role of HSE? From the beginning of process, that is the extraction of raw material till the end of the project, the health and safety officer in the oil and gas industry monitors the necessary equipment required in case of any emergency in the organization during work. See, so in various industries, the employees will be recruited based on the requirements. But for the guys who is working in the health, safety, and environmental profession, it is completely different. So before starting the project till the end, which is handover to the client, till the date, the HSE personnel will be there on the site. So this is the most powerful powerful place which we play major role in the industry. So then second thing, the task for which a health safety officer is associated is highly important and valued in the oil and gas industry. See, you should have the main role in the each and every sector. See, for example, if you are a mechanical engineer, you only deals with the engineering which comes under mechanisms. So electrical, the guys who is coming with the electrical profession, but the guys who is having the health and safety profession, he should have highly important value in the oil and gas facility, because he should be take care of every department. So, and not only are this, you should have to note this, the highest paid individual associated with the organization. So normally when you compare the guys working in the engineering or the admin departments, the highly paid guys is from the HSCs. So when you go to the industry and you guys are working with the different types of industries, and when you go to the industry, you will come to know the task about the HSE guys. Let's go. Okay, why HSE is important? This industry involves high risk activities, including but not limited to exploration, production, and processing of highly flammable and explosive materials. So, when exploration done, the high risk activities is exploration, which is comes in the drilling department. This is the most dangerous workplace in the world, which is an exploration of oil and gas. So even though we have a risk at everywhere during the production and processing also, which comes with the high flammables and explosive materials. For example, in every state we have a refineries. You might be seen in anywhere during the internship also. You might be going there. During there, you should have to take care of your own health safety. So when you going there, they will be sure they will give a small induction to you, all of you guys. And when you are working with the environmental, it is not like that the people, everyone will comes and goes. It will be completely an remote and harsh environment, and the accident consequences will be high, very high. It's not like that it's something hurted or some cuts has been happened. When the accident will be happens, it will be completely high, like it majorly it will comes in death. So you guys have to imagine that you are in the following events. So you will come to know why the HSE is important in the upcoming slides. So fundamental of HSE management system. So when you go to the HSE, the three questions should be asked. So first one is hazard. You might be already having some subjects regarding the HSE. You might be here like this hazard. So why I have added each and every slides with the pics, because it will be very easy to identify you, and it will be very useful so that you can understand very easily. And when you go to the industry, it will be very comfortable with you to identify. So what is hazard first? So hazard is something potential to cause harm. So the things which can cause harm you, that comes under the hazards. See, many guys are working there. You can assume that this is your workplace. Okay, so some guys are climbing up, some guys are climbing up in the ladder without any supports. Some guys are sitting, and some wires, cables, and some guys are lifting. Some guys are using the crane, but one girl is roaming here and there, but there is a small excavation. See, it is not a good workplace. So if the situation will be like this, there should not be any compromise, and you should not work in this situation. You have to stop immediately, and you should have to maintain the proper housekeeping, and you should have to follow the procedures. Okay, guys, just keep noting. If you have any doubts in any slide, just keep noted, and you can ask during the open discussions, right? So the slides is around only 20. Okay, I have already uh, going to have time with 1 hour. So the sessions will be 20-30 minutes. So the rest 30 minutes will be in the discussion. So which will be more useful to you. Then near miss. So near miss is different, completely different. So hazard is different, near miss is different. Near miss is what? Unplanned and uneven, unwanted event that did not result in injury, illness, or damage. So there is a risk, but it will not result in injury or damage. So the guys, see, in the drainage, he is standing near, but if he takes one more step, he will be getting injury, and it will be damaged. So he can identify. So there is a risk. So he stopped his activity. This is called near miss, but it will not be result in injury. You should have to note this point. Even that did not result in injury, illness, or damage. So incident. See, what is incident and what is the difference between accident and incident? See, in incident, it is an undecided event that disturbs the normal operation or completion of the work. So see what happened in this scenario. Some lube oil has been spilled in the workplace. So every work has been completed. Okay, if you have to do some work in this workplace, you have segregated the drums in one side. So you want to use the remaining place. During the final work, some oil drum has been fell down, and it has been given the spillage to the workplace, which you are already planned to do the work there. So it will disturb the normal operation or completion of the work. It is an incident. So if the spillage will be there, the work you have which you have planned will be completely spoiled, and you could not complete the work, and the normal work procedure has been completely spoiled due to these incidents. Next, an accident. See, this is a real scenario which has been happened in the Mumbai High North, in our oil and natural gas corporation offshore. So during the year of 2014, I has been worked in this platform, which is newly renovated. For 2 months, I has been worked here, so it is completely now newly renovated. See what accident happened is, it is an unplanned event that usually result in injury, damage to the property or environment. In this real scenario, what happened is, so one of the guy from the multi-supply vessel, which is worked with the subsea works vessel, one of the guy has injured. His hand has been cutted. So it was the very high wind speed, and there is a monsoon season also, heavy rainy also. So when I was working in 2013, the platform called NQO, North Cubic Oscar. So in that platform, they have asked, my guy has been injured, so I have to sign on this guy to your platform, because in every place the doctor is not available. At the time of the vessel, the doctor is not on board. The guy has to be immediately undergone with the surgery like stitches. So he need first aid. So the doctor called him to come to the platform, but the platform installation manager has refused. So he has asked the another platform. So he accepted the request. During the approach, the dynamic position got failure, and due to the high swell, due to the heavy rain and wind speed, the astern of the ship has been crashed with the pipelines of gas. So you can imagine now, when the normally the small cylinder, when it is get fired, it will completely destroys the complete home. So you can imagine the platform with the complete gas compressors, the pipelines is completely with the gas. So it has been damaged, and the fire came, and around 35 guys has been died in this situation. So if the accident will be there, it will be the more high consequences. We have already seen in the fourth slide regarding the accident and the consequences. So it will be extremely high. Okay, guys. See, why the workplace HSE management system? See, if you want to control the hazards, if you want to control the near miss, if you want to control the incident, and if you want to control the accident, you should have some management system, that is HSE management system. See, HSE management system includes the health safety policies, systems, standards, and records. See, we have to plan initially, establish the HSE policies, objectives, and targets and processes necessary to achieve it. See, for example, if you are going to a college, for example, your college will be have some policies like aim, vision. We should have to get everyone has to success. See, policies will comes with the standards. So when we plan, we should have to implement the processes, how to do, and we should have to check. How we will check? Monitor and measure the processes and evaluate the performance according to the HSE's policies, objective, and target of the plan. So when we plan, we will do. While doing, we should have to check, that is monitor, and we should have to act. While act, take action to improve process and HSE's performance. So when you are performing, there will be a system, there will be a standard, and you should have to record it. Based on the action taken, update HSE policies, objective and targets where required. See, different types of tasks require the different types of policies, different types of systems, different types of standards. So everything you should have to record it so that it will be useful in the future to review it. So never ending loop which ensures continuous improvement. So if you want to improve the standard, if you want to improve the system, you should have to record it and you should have to review it. See, workplace HSE management system. Workplace HSE management, for example, see, I have explained you about the plan, do, check, and act. For example, it is the most common things which we use, which we do in our home also. See, the guy is planning. We should have to take that to the table. So the thing is, the material is in the downside. So how you will lift? See, that is called do. We should have to check while lifting and moving. We should have to check that it is capable for us or not, or we need any other type of assistance. So first he checked, planned. So he started planning how we can take this to the table. So he did it. Initially he lifted. How he did? Initially he lifted and he checked. It is easy or it is very tough or we need any mechanical assistance. And he checked and he started moving and he kept placed the material. So if it is not possible, so we have a system of mechanical equipments which will be useful. See, the guys having the trolley. So if you have one single and which can be capable to you, you can keep it. If you have a multiples, you can use this mechanical equipment trolley to hold and you can operate it. See, we have a position for holding the material. Nowadays many of the guys are having a problem with the back pains. So improper lifting leads to the back pain. See, see how the guys is holding. There is a different position. The neck should not be bent and your back should be always straight, so that you have to hold the material very close to you. You should not hang it out. Okay, guys. So it is an example. If you have any doubts, you can ask in this concern. Let's go for the next. See, safety culture. See, this is very important in the industry. So we are around now 60 guys is there. You can assume that 60 of us have the 60 types of the culture personally. So wherever you go to the industry, you have a safety culture. You should have to maintain the safety culture. That is very important. If the employee has not cooperated, the safety culture will be very poor in that industry, and the employee will get suffered due to this unsuccessful culture. So the safety culture is the end result of combined individual and group efforts. It is not only about the concern with the single guys. So it is a group efforts towards values, attitudes, goals, and proficiency of an organization's health and safety program. So everywhere we have a system. So we have already looked about the workplace HSE management system. So for example, in this concern, everyone knows that when you have seen in many construction areas, in the roadside, building areas, there will be a work at height, extremely high-rise buildings. Some guys will not use these belts. It is called full body harness, which he has worn, and he is tightening as per the procedure. He is doing the work. See, there is a loop, and he has wear the harness, and he has been hooked. He is having the support to sit, and he is using the tools with gloves. He is completely with the proper procedures. See, this how the successful safety culture will be there, which I have already informed. It is not about the individuals, it should be a group efforts. For example, if you are a safe, if you are working quality, which is competency plus productivity. So you should not only have concern about the safety, that will not be leads to successful culture. You should have to also look about the quality and the output, see productivity, that will leads to the successful culture. Next, so guys, this is the most important and the basic things in the HSE to identify. See, it provides the guidance. See, we are going to see about the HSE signs, which is signboards. They call us signboards. So it provides guidance to the employers, managers, employees, and the safety representatives on safety signs at place of work. This is safety signs. So what this will include and why it is important. See, when I am coming to your home, you are the guy who will lead me. So when I am coming home, I don't know where the door is and I don't know where I have to sit. So you will say, please come this side, please have a seat, like that. So in industry, sorry, in industry, it is easy to identify with the signboards. See, this is the common things which will be in the site. Wherever you go in the oil and gas industry, it's not about the onshore and offshore. During the marine, including the marine also, you can find this flammable gas, first aid box, which is known everyone, fire extinguishers, no smoking, hearing and eye protection, fire blanket, slippery when wet, stop, speed hump, use of mobile phone prohibited, head protection must be worn, toxic hazard. This is the most common different types of signboards which will be in the place of work. So which is connected with the emergency signs. So wherever you go in the industry, you should have to know about the emergency signs. See, for example, if I come to the new workplace, initially I should have to know in the industry, I should know what is the fire exit, what is the emergency exit, and what is the emergency telephone, how I have to contact, and in case of emergency, where I have to come and report, and if in case of any emergency, how I have to react with the firefighting equipments. This four things is very important to everyone. Basically, you should have to train with these things. So before going the industry, sure the employees will provide the basic training for you, which is very important to the guys who is going to the industries. Okay, and this is the thing. As per the content, we have the PPEs and the importance. What is PPEs? PPE is a personal protective equipment. Will protect the user against health or safety risks at work. See, when you go to the industry, this is very much important, and the major of the accidents are happening due to the careless and misuse of PPEs. Okay, guys. So from the head till foot, you should have to completely covered, and with each and everything is important. So from the head, protect head by helmet. During the high noise areas, you should have to wear the earplugs and your clothes, and you should be always visible. So you should have to wear high visible clothes, and your hands should be protected with the gloves, and you should have to wear mask to protect from the nose from the dust, and you should have to wear eyeglass, goggles, and you should have to wear the boots to prevent food. So this is the basic things to be worn during the entry of the industry. So this is the time to discussion. As I said, the slides will be around 20 to 30 minutes. I have taken the 30 minutes around. So this is the open discussion. So before that, I would like to have a small interaction regarding the feedback. So Nikhil, can you inform the guys to send it back to you so that I can identify, and during
Sure,
the
sir.
next session I can do it better for the
Sure, sir.
feedback.
I will make this feedback sir form and I will send to them in our WhatsApp group so that I can forward within 1 day, sir, to you, sir.
Yeah, yeah, you can take your time. So,
Sure, sir.
and if anyone like to contact, so this is my details, so they can contact, they can feel free at any time. I can share my knowledges, and I can help them in any ways regarding the health HSE.
So thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session. Now we are going towards question answer session. So our first question from Nihal Khetani, sir. How can we get the job of HSC sector in any well-known PSUs and MNCs?
Sorry, can you please repeat it again?
Yeah, sure, sir. Sir, how can we get the job of HSC sector in any well-known PSUs or MNCs?
So nowadays, if you want to get a job in the HSE industry, the trending course is NABOS, which is Certified International, called National Examination Board of Occupational Safety and Health. So I has been completed NABOS at the age of 19, and I am the youngest NABOS completed guy in India at the age of 19. So if you want to get the job in the HSE industry, it's not about the MNC. In everywhere, it is mandatory of NABOS course, which is IGC, International General Certification. So if you complete this course, they will recruit you as a trainee HSE. So based on your performance, within a 6 to 12 months, they will appoint you as a HSE officer or HSE engineer or coordinator or HSE assistant. So I started my career as safety assistant in Indian offshore in a contracting company called Reliance Engineers in Offshore Oil and Natural Gas Corporation. So I started my career as a safety assistant, and now it's about going to be 7 years completed at the October. So now I am a health safety environmental security officer.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. And our second question, sir, what is the best course can do in PG regarding HSC? I think same answer, sir.
Nikhil, your voice is breaking. I don't know.
Hello, hello, yes, sir.
It's getting echo.
So now, okay, sir.
Yeah, now I can okay.
Sir, what is the best course can do in PG regarding HSC, sir?
In PG, nowadays you are having a lot of graduates like MTech. It's coming with the fire engineering and HSE engineering, health safety and environmental engineering, and MTech in environmental engineering, MTech in safety engineering. So you have to choose which industry you are going to. If you want to work with the fire team, you should have to choose the fire engineering. If you are going to work with the environmental engineering, you have to choose the environmental engineering. So if you have planned whichever I can get it, I can work. So you should have to choose the complete HSE. So if you are doing the MTech in health safety and environmental, you can choose the industry whatever you like. So if you are going for the fire engineering, you will work with the only firefighting team. So if you are going in the environmental engineer, so you will work only in the environmental department. So you should have to choose yourself initially. If you want to choose in future, you should have to do the health safety environmental HSE.
Okay, sir. Our next question, sir.
మెంటల్ నేను బయటికి వచ్చేస్తా.
Sorry, sir, for the disturbance. Sir, our next question, sir. Do you consider and upgrade HSE practice offered by unemployed?
Sorry.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Do you consider? Hello. Yes, sir. Do you consider and upgrade HSE practices offered by employees?
Yes, of course. They will consider. We have to consider actually to upgrade HSE practices offered by the employees. If you want to move forward, you should have to consider and you should have to do the HSE practices. So each and for every 2 years, I will be get recommendations from the clients or from the employees to have a course. For example, before 1.5 years, while joining with the HUTA Marine, they have advised me to do the 2 courses, which is BOSIET and H2S, which is approved by the OPITO. So we have in India, we have only 3 institutes, 2 from the Mumbai and 3 of them from Mumbai. So they will keep on. So we have to upgrade ourselves in practices.
Okay, sir. Our next question, sir. Why HSE have more prominent value in petroleum industry than other industries, sir?
See the risk factors. So when you are working with the this petroleum industry, which I have already explained regarding the consequences. So if normally when you are going for some other industry like construction or some civil works, some mechanical works, so the consequences of the injury will be retrieved. So you can come back to your normal life. But in the industry of petroleum, if you are unsafe, if you got affected by any of the accidents, but it is really very difficult to retrieve to your normal life. So this is why the HSE is very important in the oil and gas industry. I mean petroleum industry.
Oh, thank you, sir. Sir, our next question, sir. How technology plays major role in safety in oil industry, sir, for problem identification?
See, the problem has been identified. How I can explain is, see, in the the main role of the HSE is to keep on reviewing. See, if some problem has been identified, you have to immediately stop. You have to stop the act. So when you stop, it's already you have controlled the activity. If you control the activity, you will come to know how it will be resolved. So technology will not play major roles in this concern. So there will be some, already we have a fixed technologies like for example firefighting and the life saving equipment is there. If when the problem has been identified, they will upgrade the equipment. So I don't think so the technology will not play major roles in safety. The guy who is working in the HSE, working as an HSE, he will play a major role.
Okay, sir. Our next question, sir. What are the qualities should have for HSE engineers to reduce risk factor?
He should be very advisable to the guys who is performing the activity.
Okay, sir. I think no more questions, sir, for today's session. If anyone have questions, they can please post. Okay. Thanks to all for your valuable time and cooperation to make the event successful. I, on behalf of the Petroleum Engineers Association, thanking Vishnusankar Sir R. Sir for his presence and providing us time from his very busy schedule. Thanking him for his informative and valuable presentation. Hope all of you have enjoyed this knowledge sharing session. I am thankful to all for your active participation. I extend my big thanks to all my team members for their extensive support. And you will get the feedback form on the official WhatsApp group. So kindly please fill that one. Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you, team. Thank you all, and thank you so much. Work safely, and safety first, and safety is very important.
Yes, sir. Safety is first, sir. Sir. Okay, sir. We are removing this meeting, sir.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you so much,
Thank
guys.
you, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Have a good day ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, bye, sir.